Okay, fantastic. Welcome to today's Yin practice. Take it at your level. As always, please listen to your body. So let's start with a little centering. So once you're ready, come to a nice comfortable seat. Whether you're sitting cross-legged on your knees, you can always lie down as well. Rest your hands wherever they're comfortable. Close your eyes. And take a few breaths here. Begin to let go of everything that's happened up until now. And welcome this present moment. Welcome your body as it is right now. And begin to connect with the feeling of your body. How does it feel right now? How is it sitting or lying? How are you breathing? And there's no need to change anything, it's just changing you as you become the observer. So moving away from being involved in what's going on, you become the observer of what's going on. So just beginning to notice the feeling of your hands, maybe resting on your body, the warmth, maybe the temperature of the air, maybe the feeling of your hair on your skin somewhere. And as you begin to deepen your breath here, slowly bring that intention into your practice today. So to become the observer only, trying to step away from being involved. See if you can give in to feeling, moving away from thinking. And see if you can trust yourselves to listen to what your body is trying to tell you today. Your body will tell you when you've gone too far. So find shapes, variations that feel good for you. And remember that difference between challenging yourselves and pushing yourselves. Do you really need to push yourselves in this practice today? Is it really going to be that much better for you? So take another few breaths here. Take one final breath. And we're going to move into the neck today, so our first pose. So if you can, you keep your eyes closed. You can always open them if you want to watch me. So starting by bringing your left hand down by the side of your body, you're going to gently pick up the right hand, bring it up and over. And so rest your hand on the side of your head on the left side and encourage the right ear towards the right shoulder. And begin to settle here. So tune into that first feeling as the stretch begins to creep into your body. How does that feel? Give these first few moments some time. Let that stretch slowly develop. And then maybe you'd like to start to explore. So maybe you can turn your head and look towards the floor, moving the stretch in a different place. Give it a few moments there. And then see what feels right. So maybe you carry on just slowly moving your head, turning it, finding that place of tension in your neck. And then once you found it, you pause there. So your hand is just resting on your head, you're not forcing anything. The weight of your hand is partnering with gravity here to work for you. So you may find as you begin to release into your stretch that you start to flare the ribs out to the front. So very gently draw the awareness into your navel, slowly draw the navel in towards your spine, so just creating a little pressure there to help stabilize your spine. And keep breathing here. And keep relaxing your face. So if you find your jaw has suddenly tightened again, separate your teeth, create some space inside your mouth. As the intensity of feeling grows, just notice, is that a good feeling or is it beginning to get a little painful, in which case maybe you ease off a little. Even though this practice can be quite intense, you still want to be kind to yourselves. So begin to invite those last 3 deep breaths in now. And give time to each one. And when you're ready to move, begin by releasing the right hand down to the floor, and you allow the chin slowly to come to the chest first, back to center, and then you begin to lift up, so curling up through the top of your spine, back upright. So doing the same on the other side, so nice and gently, the right hand stays down, you pick up the left hand up and over, and start to encourage the left ear towards the left shoulder. So nice and gently, give this first extension some time. It may feel very different to the other side. And maybe you'd like to begin to turn your head and look towards your leg, placing the hand on the back of your head instead. How does that change things for you? And so take this first minute or so to explore, where is that tension? What does your neck need today on this side? And once you're there, you pause there. And you begin to release bit by bit into the pose. keep relaxing your face again, from the hairline all the way down into your jawline. And keep that slow rhythm of breath going. And if your mind is jumping in, getting involved, see if you can become the observer again. So step away from the mind, step away from the judgment. Come back to just feeling. And slowly begin to count your final 3 breaths here. And take your time. When you're ready to move, you begin by releasing the left hand to the floor and then slowly bringing the chin down towards the chest. And so this is where you stay. So re-establish that support in your navel, gently straighten up through the spine, and then start to interlace your fingers behind your head. So resting the hands on the back of the head, feeling that weight. And so it's just the weight that's helping your neck here, and it's moving you into a deeper stretch. And all you need to do here is just keep that spine nice and straight. So you will be using the muscles of your back here to help support your spine. You will be using your navel. And remember to take it to a level that suits you. So you may find that the stretch is sitting in your neck, or it may go all the way down into your spine. And we're not staying too long in this one, so you can start to count your 3 breaths now. And when you're ready to move, slowly release your hands down by the sides of your body and start that slow journey up through the spine. So starting to lift your head, you're going to keep going very slowly, lifting the chin. So remember that you're focusing on the throat. You want to open the throat and feel that nice stretch right underneath your chin, so the 2 muscles that sit either side of your esophagus. So keep going, lifting the chin. Then take 3 long breaths here into your open throat. And then take your time when you've finished your breaths. Bring your chin parallel to the floor, relax your hands in your lap. And take a moment to observe what's going on around your neck, maybe around your upper back, maybe around your head. And take one more deep inhale here. And exhale, you can open your eyes. So we're going to slowly come down to the front of the body and to roll down onto your front. And so we're changing the variation that we've been doing in the shoulders. So whereas before your arm has been coming straight out from the shoulder, today you're going to bring it up to about 10 o'clock. So actually if we start with the right arm, you're at 2 o'clock. So that's where your arm is going, in that 2 o'clock position. So bringing that right arm up diagonally, 2 o'clock in the shoulder. It's going to feel rather different. So take your time. You're bringing the left hand in, little grasshopper arm, right cheek to the floor, start to roll onto your right side. Now you'll probably find that you can't go as far as you have done before. So we're targeting a completely different set of muscles here. So you may feel the muscles all the way on the front of your arm, maybe into your armpit. So a lot more happening in the front of the body than the back. So you may find this is as far as you go. You're balancing on your right hip. And you can either use a cushion to support your left foot, or you can leave your left foot hanging in the air, or maybe it's comfortable resting behind you. And this is where you stay. And you breathe here. So drawing your awareness deep into that area that you feel is being stretched and stimulated. Now if you find that your muscles are starting to tense up in all sorts of different places in your body, you may be going too far with the stretch, so you just ease out a little and notice if that changes things for you. And you breathe here. So these muscles, these are all part of that group of muscles that are constantly locked in a short position as a result of us sitting for long periods of time. And so we're going to hold it for another 2.5 minutes. And remember that difference between a challenge and overdoing it. So you don't have to give your 100%, you can just give your 75%. Keep yourselves connected to your breath, to your body. If you find that your fingers start to tingle or you end up with pins and needles, then ease off a little because you may have trapped a nerve. And if your body begins to loosen out, then go with it. attempt your final 3 breaths here and try to give time to each breath. And when you're ready to move, slowly begin to roll onto your front again. And then bring your right arm into that little grasshopper position just to release that pressure. And we're going to come into our original variation, so I'm just going to give you the opportunity to notice the difference in feeling. So when you're ready, you're going to extend the right arm straight out from the shoulder. So this is the one that we've done before. We're going to stay a minute in this variation. So when you're ready, you press into your left hand and you roll onto your right shoulder blade. And remember, you can always bend your left knee and place that behind you. And so now you may be able to see the difference in the muscles that we've been targeting. And don't worry if you can't notice the difference, it doesn't matter. This is working now a little bit more into your back, so into that shoulder blade and all the tissues that get knotted up under the shoulder blade. So we're just staying for a minute here, so take a few deep breaths into that area of the shoulder. And then invite your 3 final breaths in now. And take your time. Use your left hand to support you as you slowly roll onto your front again. Be gentle and mindful as you move here and slowly bring that right hand in and you're back into your little grasshopper position in your right arm. So let's do the same now on the left side. So as you extend your left arm, you're coming to that 10 o'clock position now in the left arm, palm facing down. Left cheek to the floor. Begin to press into your right hand and roll towards the left hip. Now each side is going to feel very different. So just to give you an example, in my body I'm left-handed. So my muscles are incredibly tight on my left side, so I can't go very far here. So just be aware of what's happening in your body as you do this. And remember that it isn't about depth, it's about what you're feeling. So you may only need to move a few centimeters and that's enough, and you can already feel that stretch. So once you're there, begin to breathe into that whole area. Try and keep your mind out of your practice. We're so quick to judge and analyze. Become the observer again in your body. And relax the muscles of your face. Unclench your jaw. Another 2 minutes here. Come back to that nice slow rhythm of breath. Remember that that is your partner in this practice. And begin to count your 3 final breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly ease yourselves onto the front of your body. Gentle movement to come back. And just release that arm for a second as you bring the arm in. Take a breath. And let's come back to the original position that we've been working with for the last couple of weeks. So straight out from the shoulder now with the left arm. Press into your right hand when you're ready. And now you roll onto your left hip and onto your shoulder blade. And notice the difference in both movements. And support yourselves with your right foot if you'd like to. Settle here for a minute. And if your mind is jumping in again and has pulled you away, and draw your awareness away from that distraction and down deep into your shoulder. What are you feeling in this position? And you can take your last 3 breaths here. And when you're ready to move, support yourselves with your right hand and slowly ease yourselves onto your front again. And you can bend both elbows, place your palms down in front of your face and then place your forehead on the backs of your hands. And with your exhale, release into your upper body. Just notice how you feel without looking for anything specific. Welcome whatever arises. Last breath here. And you prepare to come up, so you're going to place your hands underneath your shoulders and slowly press yourselves up into an all fours position. So last one before the shoulders, we're going to come into the melting heart position. So keeping your hips more or less above your knees. Remember that if you find that eventually your hips start to sink back, then that's fine. If it feels natural for your body, then you go there. And then start to walk your hands forwards and outwards a little. So you want to give your chest space. So maybe out towards the corners of your mat, and you start to release your chest towards the floor. Slowly coming down. You may find your forehead meets the floor. Maybe you find your chin meets the floor. And you breathe there. So you'll feel this in your back. You may feel this in the shoulders and the chest. So you keep your arms extended as long as that feels comfortable in your body. And we stay here for about 1.5 minutes, so a bit less in this position. And keep breathing here. You may feel this going all the way down your spine as your vertebrae is slowly compressed and all the tissues around the vertebrae are being compressed. Stay away from any sharp shooting sensation. If you feel anything like that, then please come out of it. And you can start to count your 3 breaths here. Give time to each breath. And when you're ready to come out of the pose, you begin by tucking the tailbone. Draw the navel into the spine and start to round through the spine. And that should give you room to slowly walk the hands in. So there's a lot going on in that pose. So take a moment to come down onto your knees, or you can come into your cross-legged position and allow the spine to come up. Rest your hands in your lap and take a few breaths here. Just observe. Allow the sensations to arise.